What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Will, coming back for a new episode, Field Note Fridays, powered by Yamaha. We're out here live from deer camp in Ohio, and we're sitting down with Mr. Frank Melloni, and we've been sharing deer camp together. We're out here. We're sharing camp with Henry, Remington Ammunition, and we got a little bit of whitetail activity report for all y'all out there. And so, Frank, man, first and foremost, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on the show. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's been fun sharing camp with you this week. You know, tomorrow's our last day. You know, somebody's tagged out already, so we'll get to that here in just a minute. But kind of give the folks that 30-foot ladder stand view of who you are. I like to do this at the beginning of all these podcasts, man.
So I'm a freelance writer from Long Island, New York. I also run a firearms instruction school.
Sweet.
And I tied the two of them together. So my main focus in writing is on ammunition and ballistics. So that's kind of where I'm concentrating, or have been concentrating on this hunt, you know, to check out this new product from Remington, see how it does on, you know, different size animals, deer, obviously, different size deer, and different ranges, especially kind of get an idea of the ballistics and what's going on with it. And it's been awesome sharing camp. You know, the weather has been it's been interesting. I'll just say that. So we've had some tough weather.
Talk about the day we got here. We're trying to sight these guns in.
So we sighted in probably on what, a 30 mile an hour full value wind.
Dude, it had to have been more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as a baseline.
It was white capping on this little tank down here.
So probably like 40, 50 mile an hour gusts, but it was insane. I'm surprised the target holders stayed as well as they did. You know, well, thanks to our good friend duct tape and a twig. But so we wound up zeroing. That worked out. Day one kind of set the stage for what we're in, and we've been fighting wind like that for pretty much the whole trip. Today, I think, was the first calm day. Yeah. You know, to where we're only looking at like 7 to 9 mile an hour winds.
It was quiet.
Yeah, you know, but the rest, it's funny because the 15 mile an hour day we had was pretty quiet compared to the 30 mile an hour wind days that we had, right?
On Wednesday.
Yeah. So despite that, we've seen some movement. Nothing. We're really chasing the trophy bucks on this one. We're trying to shoot something big.
Yep.
Today's Thursday, so we're nearing the end of the hunt. So I made a decision today that we'll get to in a bit. But day one, the weather wasn't too bad. That was Tuesday, right? It's the first day of the hunt.
Yeah, and let's kind of preface for the folks. You know, here in Ohio, this is their shotgun season, or slug gun season, or what you can do here in Ohio is you can actually shoot a straight wall ammunition through lever action. So that's what we're hunting with.
Yep. So, so we're in Ohio. Monday we came into camp. We sighted in. Saw some good results out of the rifles and the ammunition.
Yeah.
Happy what we saw. Definitely minute a deer out to as far as you could see one. But that's the beauty of straight wall country, is usually you're not going to see much more than 150 yards, if that, you know. The spots that I've been in 7 spots this hunt so far.
Yeah.
And we've been moving around a lot. I
didn't realize you moved that much.
Yeah. Right.
Dang.
So half day sits, 7 days. One day we had a little rain, so we're jumping around. So so Monday we zeroed. Tuesday we had some good weather. I like my spot a lot. I had a good view of a soybean field off to my right. I'm left-handed, so that's an easy shot for me.
Yep.
To the tree line was 100 yards. Nothing really happened in the morning, which we figured. Things got a little quieter, calmed down quite a bit at night, and I saw 11 doe come out, and one passable buck for day one for sure.
Yeah.
So that's how day one ended. Day two, we moved around a little bit. We moved around a lot every day. Let's see. The weather on day two.
I think we went to day two was pretty. It was kind of like that 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. Wasn't too bad just yet. It was when it got warm.
Yeah, right. Day two is when it warmed up. Day two it warmed up, and we saw a lot of movement. At least I did for day two. I probably saw about 7 or 8 deer that day. Again, no shootable bucks. Nothing really that we were going after. I saw one big doe on the way out, and it was a doe. She was a big doe. She was bigger than any of the bucks I saw that
hard
day.
To pass up.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, if we weren't really chasing trophies, that doe would have been on the ground. But you know, knowing we had 3 full days, you know, it made it a lot easier to pass. It was just like, hey, look at the size of that doe, not more of a, hey, we probably should shoot that doe.
Meat locker.
Yeah, exactly, man. Day 3 is when the wind started picking up. That was Wednesday. No, I'm sorry. Day 3 started off with a windy rainstorm.
Yeah, we slept in that morning.
We slept in Wednesday. That's right, which was great because I haven't been on a good back-to-back hunt like that on like 4 hours of sleep by the time everything was all said and done.
Yeah.
Plus the travel day coming off of Thanksgiving, which was another travel day halfway across the country for me. So it was great to sleep in, not going to lie. I don't think we missed anything by doing that. Wednesday night, trying to think of where I was. Okay, Wednesday night I was in a ground blind.
Yeah, we sat the rest of the day. We went into like, what, 10?
Something like that, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and I sat all the way to last light. Was being called around this camp a mature spike, which I needed clarification on, but basically it's a 6-point that kind of just forked at the end, had tiny brow tines, and isn't going to get any bigger. And I was given the okay to call that deer if I wanted to. And I've never heard the term mature spike before.
Neither have I.
Okay, all right. So I'm not alone. I don't know. Maybe if this is just something, growing up in the Northeast, it's regional and Ohio is too far from the Northeast. But anyways, I've never heard that term before, so I obviously didn't shoot it. And when we were back at camp, the outfitter was showing us some pictures of it, and he ID'd the deer pretty good. And I was like, all right, well, tomorrow's Thursday, so if he shows up, then I'm going to smoke that thing.
Kaplawi.
Yep. So Thursday rolls in. Freezing cold. That brings us today, current day.
Yeah.
Freezing cold. We're expecting a lot of movement, right? And we weren't expecting much movement at all with the warm weather, which is great. You really cannot predict these things sometimes.
No, you can't.
No way. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It was tough.
So it was a tough hunting day. So finally around, I want to say about 10 o'clock, that mature spike comes out. And it's Thursday. It's looking like a tough day. It's cold. I know I have the okay on this deer, right? And he's got some body to him, so I'll definitely have enough meat there to check out this shot. And he was 50 yards away. That's a chip shot. I'm sitting down. I'm comfortable, right? I'm staying back because we realizing the deer are a little leery at this point, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting back in the blind. I'm sure there's other people on this podcast that know this story or know where this is going, right? And I got the mesh cracked just enough. I worked out my height over bore, at least what I thought. Cracked the shot. Deer runs off. The way he ran off, I knew he wasn't hit. Then he stopped, looked back, and I was like, maybe he's going to drop, and then took off again. Went down to the bait pile. No blood, no fur. It was an easy track. He had one path in. Walked that path the whole way, walked him pretty much footstep to footstep, no blood. I missed that deer. God. And I'm just thinking, what the hell? So I traded guns because of that windy sighting with somebody who tagged out 2 days before that because I knew his gun was looking good. I sighted them both in. He got his sighted in at the end of the day when things were just starting to calm down. So I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, I must have missed that deer. Going back, I get back to the blind, look at the screen. Sure enough, I nicked the wire that's holding the screen up. And I can see that it blew down, too. So I knew it took half the jacket off the bullet when I hit the wire. And I basically buckshotted that deer. Nothing hit him, obviously.
Dude, when I got that text message from you, I'm like, damn, I thought that only happened to bow hunters. Right?
And that is the second deer that I've ever missed out in the field. And both of them had a stupid story like that. Something like, are you kidding me? It had nothing to do with shooting.
Dude, it happens, man. It does. And, like we're kind of going through like this day by day process, like, telling everybody like the movement's been weird. But I would say the one trend that we've probably seen when we're sitting down here at camp with the outfitter at night is, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but all these shooters, all these mature bucks, they're on camera either right before first light or right after last light. Like,
yeah. Well, they get that big for a reason. They've made it through all these seasons for a reason.
It sounds like World War III going off.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, that has been the toughest thing about this hunt. And so with that, now that you're tagged out and kind of looking back on this hunt, there's some other guys that are probably going to listen to this morning and they're going to be like, man, I'm going through the same thing. I'm going out this weekend. I'm going to be dealing with ton of traffic, ton of other hunters trying to figure out how to utilize the pressure the best. Now that you've tagged out, looking back, would you do anything different, or what would you kind of have recommendations for those guys that are going out this weekend to try and finish up in, let's say, here in Ohio?
Sure. I mean, things are slowing down when the weather should be picking them up, right? Yeah. So we definitely see the pressure increasing. Yeah. So kind of was what was going through my mind when I tagged out. So I finally settled on, today was a cold day, Cold because it's the first time I'm really sitting out in the weather. I work outside by trade.
Yeah.
So, when this time of year rolls around, 20 degrees is cold to me. I know that sounds really cold to a Texan, but that's kind of like the threshold.
Dude,
for a
I was
New Yorker.
freezing this morning.
I bet you were.
I had my base layers, the heated core base layers, and I was layered up, and I was still cold, dude.
So I was cold around the afternoon is when it kicked in.
Yeah.
I could sit usually all day in colder weather, but my body doesn't get there until like late December. A few more weeks I need to be in outside. So anyways, I'm sitting in this cold blind. It's Thursday night. I know we got Friday. I know that we're going to have deer we got to take care of and process and everything else. Plus, it's been slowing down. It's not like the guarantee that I knew, quote unquote, I would have on Tuesday. And I was right because Tuesday we saw plenty of deer, or the second day, which was Wednesday, right? So passed on everything on day one, expecting to see deer on Tuesday. And then it kind of just progressively slowed down as the season, comes to an end, which is about the way it is. So my advice is don't be greedy, right? I mean, if you haven't killed that big trophy that you're looking, this is going to be next year.
Yeah.
I want to get out into bow season, get out.
Or you might have a muzzy season in January.
Exactly right. I mean, when it's real cold and no one's out there, you can kill some good deer then too. So right now, if you're meat hunting, which I recommend everyone should be, take what you get, be happy, go back inside, warm yourself up.
Yes.
And that's where I was at. So when I tagged out today, we had a deer that I identified as a management deer. And he was out there at 100 yards, probably for about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's about 4 o'clock. So we're talking about pretty much the final hour and a half of daylight, or shooting light at least.
The golden hour.
Exactly right. And anything can happen, but there's really not a lot of activity on this spot. And this one deer shows up, right? He probably was an 8-pointer. I say probably because he had one antler broken off, or we found out later that I did make the right call. It just wasn't coming in. He just had some issues, this deer. So I'm thinking a few things. And like I said, my main thing is I'm the ballistics guy in all the pubs that I write for. And I want to know how this bullet performs. He's at about 120, which would be the furthest that we've had in camp.
Yeah.
And I know the gun can do it. So I said, let's see you do it. And at 100 yards, had a complete pass through. Shot 2 deer this season. This is the second one that ran towards me after getting hit.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's two for 2. Go figure. 2 different states too. Pennsylvania.
Did you spray down? Did you rub down with some deer scent? What'd you do?
I mean, he knew where it came from.
He was pissed.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it could have been. Yeah, no, honestly, this is the dirtiest I've ever hunted too. I mean, I'm reusing clothes and base layers too. I'm washing some now because I have 2 pairs. I was ready to put a pair on today, and I was like, whoa, I could smell these. If I could smell these, not to be too gross on your podcast.
No, but I talk about it with elk hunters.
Yeah.
When you start smelling your buddy up in the elk woods, it's time to change.
Yeah.
Or go hop in the creek.
So no, I mean, I used a little scent away on the way out.
Yep.
That's about it. I don't use any kind of scent in anything when I deodorant, toothpaste, soap, everything I use is scent free, or, again, that scent away kit. Everyone probably knows the same one from Walmart. It's all I ever use.
Yep.
I just figure I'm washing myself anyway. It's the same price as everything else. Just makes sense.
Why not?
So yeah, no, I don't know why he came right at me, but it was a good hit. He basically dropped, he came in, he probably ran about 80 yards straight to me.
Jeez.
Stopped, hesitated, keeled over, and just died right there. It was a good vital hit, right where I put it. So I was happy with that. Bullet passed through. Good size exit wound, so we had some good expansion. I would have loved to recover the bullet, but dead deer is kind of all I need to see right there.
That's true.
So yeah,
proof is in the pudding.
That's it, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the call I made. When we got closer, he was even more messed up than we thought he was. So it turned out to be a culled deer. So conservation wins, my cooler wins, and I got next year and I got January to go after a trophy on Long Island. So
heck yeah, man.
Here.
Can't complain about it. Well, man, tell us where we can find you on social media or any kind of publications that you're putting out here pretty soon.
Yeah, sure. So this experience will be in American Rifleman Magazine. We're not sure on the month yet. It's going to have to coordinate with a couple other things that are coming out. Mm-hmm. Social media, Frank Melloni. I don't have a writer's page or anything like that. My page is pretty personal. The instruction company is Renaissance Firearms Instruction.
Okay.
Or RenaissanceFirearmsInstruction.com.
I like it.
Yep. So nice and long before I knew anything about business.
Heck yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place, and I like to get my hands in everything. So I'm glad to be here.
Well, man, I appreciate you hopping on the podcast. I know, we got one more morning left for a couple of us, including myself and camp. So thanks for taking the time for hopping on.
You got it, man. Go get one tomorrow.
I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try. All right, y'all. Well, there we go. Mr. Frank hopping on the podcast with us tonight, talking deer, giving y'all the whitetail activity forecast. If you haven't yet, make sure you got the HuntStand app download. We got the free version, pro version, upgrade to pro whitetail if you haven't yet. It can help you dramatically, potentially, to get you a big deer on the ground this fall, late winter. Season's not done yet. So again, y'all, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Field Note Fridays powered by Yamaha, and we'll see you on the next one.